Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. Hello, friends. Hello, family. Welcome. Welcome to my home and welcome to my sacred space that I have prepared for us today. We are going to draw our thought of the day from our Moonology Oracle cards. And I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling those. I'm Olivia, and this is Tarot and Coffee with Olivia. I'm here to do your daily pick tarot reading. We do always do a little thought of the day, and then you use the card toppers in order to pick your card. If you need time, I will show these card toppers up close. I realize they are kind of small and far away, and I do want to give you a chance to take your time and pick that. So we'll draw this card. We're going to draw it off the bottom here, top, whatever this is. And it looks like we have, you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. So we will integrate this thought into your cards today. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and pick up and show you our little card toppers. So we do have this little coffee cup here. There we go. There's kind of a, and it is black coffee, unspillable. Speaking of coffee, I think I'm going to have a little sippa. All right. And then we have the coffee bead. And on this coffee bead, we have a coffee on every side of the bead. And then we have our Starbucks Frappe-chino, which is a favorite to many. And then also we have this beautiful little iced cup, a little blue iced cup of coffee that has little hearts in the top. It's very sweet. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and start turning over your cards. I do want you to know that I am available to you. I wouldn't be doing these readings without being able to talk to anyone who needs to, especially about your pick a card today. So hit me up on my link tree. That'll give you my phone number. It's on my website, and it's actually on my website a couple of times, so it's easy to find. All right, so we are going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and read while you pick your card. We'll read Full Moon in Virgo and see if we have anything else from the Moonology deck to add. Full Moon in Virgo, page 78. As far as I'm concerned, Virgos are more than good enough. I do love some Virgos. I don't understand you Virgos, but I do enjoy. We want to get some focus here on the, okay, but I do, okay. So it's time to really be honest with yourself and understand what's led you to ask your question. Have you been humble to the point of being self-effacing? Humility is good, but it can go too far, and drawing the cards suggests you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flash, just quietly certain that you're good enough. At the other end of the scale, you also need to honestly answer the question, have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo needs some truthful answers, and once you've given them, it should be easier to see how you got where you are. Your next step should then be more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results. Attune to the moon. Find a balance between the cosmic and the mundane in your life. Worrying too much will attract more things to worry about. Have you been overly critical? An apology may be in order. Stop second-guessing yourself. Raise your karma by doing something good for someone else. All right, let's go ahead and move on. And we're going to start on the left here with this tiny little black unspillable cuppa. And you have the Tower. So here's the thing about the Tower. The Tower is a huge change. The Tower is a big event, and there's nothing you can do about it. It is your place to find your ground when the storm is over, or the earthquake, and you will be able to do that. Coupled with the you are good enough, Well, I just really feel like in this tower situation where I mean, if you look up close, what you can see is you can see like there's some kind of a earthquake and a storm, there's fire and rain, it all seems very grim. However, you know, we as human beings and people, we do go through things like this on the regular. So, even though it's uncomfortable and even though it's undeniable and there is nothing you can do about it, you can know that you're good enough that you will, and I want to add more than good enough. I think of you as the hero in this situation. And if you're not familiar with Mr. Rogers talking about, I think it's something his mother told him that that when you're in a scary place and you're afraid, look around for the helpers because there are always helpers. I see you as I'm holding these cards today. I see you as the helper. I think that's what the I am good enough Virgo moon brings in, because as we read from the book, it's also a way to do something good to bring some to build your karma. That was something that was talked about in the moon card. So I want to leave that with you, that you very well may be one of the helpers in this situation. And when I say a big, huge event, I don't think it's necessarily physically going to be like this. Okay, this is a metaphor. Cards are mostly metaphorical. I mean, sometimes we do come through with some real solid stuff here, but in this case, this is something that's going on with you. I do feel like it's going on with a lot of people right now because of our situations going on around us. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the tower. It's changed. Nobody likes it, but most of us, we can get through it just fine. So now we're going to pick up the card that's under the little coffee bead, and we will integrate it with the moon card. I'm saying that more to remind myself to do it. Six of Rods. You deserve a pat on the back. You've done a good job. And you know what you've done. If you're kind of trying to wonder what it is that you've done, then perhaps you've done a few good things. I don't feel like you often get the recognition that you deserve, but in this case, you need to give yourself a pat on the back. This personage has this wreath around their neck. They have won a prize with the help of their trusty steed here and the tools that they have. So you have done a good job and you deserve a pat on the back. Coupled with the moon, you're good enough. You are more than good enough, because you have actually been the person to be successful in this endeavor and move it forward to a point where other people can see that it's good. So hopefully somebody else will give you a pat on the back today. But if they don't, please do give yourself that pat. It's important that you feel that you know that what you've done is a good thing. Here we have our Starbucks cup, our Frappe-chino. So let's see what's under this, and we will integrate it with the moon. And you know, this is a lovely card. This is either you or it's someone else. This is someone that either you treasure and you know to be a good and loving and nurturing person, someone who often helps you out in financial situations, possibly. Someone, if not that, there's someone that likes to give lovely gifts. If this is you, then not only are you good enough with the moon, but you're also better than most when it comes to nurturing and kindness. I wish I could remember. I think those flowers behind her are honeysuckle. I don't know. I kind of want to look it up. Bear with me, because I think I'm going to do that. Let's see if I can find this. Tarot of the Old Path, Queen of Pentacles. Let's see what these flowers are. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, let's see what it says. The flowers, the honeysuckle behind her head stands for one who is possessed of a generous, devoted, and affectionate nature. Her wealth is represented by the spray of wheat in the foreground. So if this card is you, you do have the ability to do a lot of good for a lot of people. And that's what the moon is suggesting. That you work on that today. And let us look and see what's under the iced coffee, under this little blue cup. And we have, I always think of these words, battlefield of the mind, when I see this. Because the swords often represents, I guess, your thoughts. Anyway, this could be a battle between you and yourself. It could be a battle between you and your shadow self. It could be a battle between you and a friend. It could be a battle between you and a spouse. But I'm saying battle, and it's really not that. It could be a discussion, because you can see here that they're kind of gridlocked here. Facing off, I guess, is another word I'd like to use. We don't know which one is going to so-called win, but do know that whatever your idea is, whatever's going on, it is good enough. It is something, you're good enough. That just sounds so, let's go back to the meaning of the card. It talked about not just being good enough, but helping other people. That is the main thing that stands out for me. With this that's going on right here, and with this moon, I think it's just kind of telling you to go ahead and stand your ground. If it's something that you're thinking of within yourself, then the battle might have to do with your self-esteem. And I would like you to know that you are lovable and that you are loved. And that's not just a vapid saying, because look at how many people love so many other people. Everybody has, when I talk about people, I'm not just talking about human beings either. I'm talking about animals. A lot of times if somebody doesn't really get along with another human being, it's because they're really more into animals, and that's okay, because I feel like animals are spiritual beings like us, and they are just as important. And their friendships and our friendships with them are just as important, and maybe even more. So here we are at the end. And I hope that you found this moment to be just what you needed. So do take what resonates with you and leave the rest. If you didn't feel like any of it resonated with you, feel free to go to another video. I have made a lot of these videos timeless. If you see the word timeless anywhere in the title or on the video, I have invoked divine timing, which means it's there for you when you need it. There's one more thing. Don't make life-altering decisions based on a pick a card. About making decisions, of course you can use these cards as guidance. However, if you're really feeling like you want to make a decision that's a big decision, give me a call and we will do an in-depth reading and session where we can really talk about the things that you would like to carry on with, and we can work through this together. This is for the moments ahead when you read this, when you have this video, so that you know have a little sneak peek into what's going to happen next, so that you can plan ahead. Anyway, thank you so much again for being here. I do want to tell each and every one of you that not only are you lovable, but I feel a real connection here, and I love you.